Hello, world. I hope you're like me and you're so sick and tired of the news right now. Shootings, cops being killed, people being killed by cops, corruption in politics. One guy who's running for president is pretty much a racist, incredibly disrespectful human being. The other one's a corrupt scumbag that's willing to kill people in order to promote her, presidential candidacy in order to become elected. Who cares about a few American lives as long as I get elected? Who cares about being respectful to people as long as I get elected? You know, I feel like you would literally have to be a immoral, disgusting human being to be happy with where we are in our country right now. And I try to come at these videos from a perspective of how to unite us as Americans and how to work together instead of trying to keep creating these roadblocks that not only the media is promoting, but we are as individuals. And I think we need to work around that. I'm looking at what's going on, and I have a little bit of a different perspective. When I was 18 or 19 years old, I was in Sedro-Woolley, Washington. I got pulled over by a cop. It was about 1 a.m. in the morning, Friday or Saturday, and the cop, he thought I was driving drunk. He pulls me out at gunpoint, throws me in the gravel, smashes my face up a little bit, cuts me up with the gravel, dragging me around, throws me in the back of his car and tells me I've been drinking. At this point, I'd never had a sip of alcohol in my life, so I kind of laughed at him and told him good luck. And I think he recognized that he had no chance of getting me on charges of drinking, so he decided to throw the book at me on things that I never did. I got 3 attempted manslaughter charges, trying to drive over people with my car. Vehicular manslaughter, then reckless driving charges. There's multiple other charges. It was horrible, all completely made up. I went to the news, I went to the media, I went to the police station. Nobody cared. Guess what? I'm just a young punk white guy. Nobody really gives a rip. About 5 years later, I fought all the claims. I ended up getting all the charges dropped against me, but it was still a horrible financial experience. About 5 years later, I find out that that same cop ends up doing the same thing to a black person. He ends up losing his job, which he should have, and he was all over the newspapers and everything else. People, it's not a matter of whether someone does it to a black person or a white person. It has everything to do with whether he killed a human being or injured a human being or did things that were immoral as a cop. When I see these shootings that go on, and then I get all these, it's racist cops and all these different things. Some of them are. There's no denying that. But people, as soon as we start putting ourselves in groups of Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Brown People Matter, Democrats, Republicans, who gives a rip? As Americans, we should be able to unite behind simple morals. Like, hey, if somebody's getting murdered in cold blood, it doesn't matter what their skin color is. We should be able to unite and say, hey, that is a corrupt cop. That is a corrupt person that killed the cop. It doesn't matter what their skin color is. It doesn't matter what their party is. They're a scumbag. And as Americans, we can unite and say that we are not going to stand up for this. Let's stop separating ourselves into different groups and just put ourselves in the group of an individual or into the group of an American. It doesn't matter about anything else. This is exactly what the politicians want. This is exactly what the news and media want. Listen to how they report things. They don't report things as we're Americans. It's this group against this group, that group about this group. Nobody talks about all the black people that get shot in Chicago. Oh, nobody cares. 40 black people get shot by blacks every single day compared to every single cop shooting. So there's 40 black people that get killed by a black person, and then there's one cop that shoots a black guy, and the news is all about that cop. Every single shooting is disgusting. It doesn't matter whether it's a white person that gets shot, a black person. This is simple stuff, people. We don't need to be arguing over race and different things. Let's start uniting over protecting American life. Simple. I listen to all the news, and I find it mind-boggling. Hillary Clinton has all these insane charges let go. Every single person that's ever done what Hillary Clinton has done has either been shot, has been thrown in prison, or is running for their life. Hillary Clinton is running for president. Yay! And it's odd that as soon as this happens, all of a sudden we have the media change gears, which they really weren't reporting on it very much anyway, and then talk about how horrible the shooting is. People, we need to start uniting. We have Donald Trump, a disaster, running for president. We have Hillary Clinton, a disaster, running for president. If we could get past this point of looking at Republicans and Democrats, blacks and whites, and just look at people as Americans, these people wouldn't have a chance to run for president. It's that simple. Hillary Clinton, if Democrats would look at Hillary Clinton the same way they looked at George W. Bush, that when they wanted him impeached for war crimes, she would be in prison right now. If Republicans would look at George W. Bush the same way they look at Hillary Clinton, he would be in prison right now. America would be in better shape. We probably still wouldn't be in Iraq. Iraqis, we probably wouldn't have killed half as many Iraqis. We would have way less soldiers dead. Hillary Clinton wouldn't have a chance to run for office, and politicians would be forced to actually be better people that were choosing to run for office if we could unite as Americans on simple, basic principles. We want someone maybe that's a little bit moral. Hey, that's just a decent idea. So, hey, we want somebody that is not a disrespectful scumbag. Boom! If we could unite behind that as Americans, not Republicans, Democrats, just Americans, Donald Trump wouldn't have a chance. Wouldn't that be awesome? If we could unite behind the fact that we don't want someone as immoral as Hillary Clinton running for office. Oh, because, hey, we don't want someone that's willing to sacrifice American lives in order to promote her own personal agenda. Hillary Clinton wouldn't be running for office. She couldn't be. She'd be in prison. People, we have the power. We still do. But as long as we are fighting about different skin colors and different party lines, and we are blocking our own views because we won't look at things unless a person has a D in front of their name or an R in front of their name, or they're black or they're white, we're doomed. Let's start uniting as Americans. Let's start working together as Americans. Let's start promoting the good for everyone. When someone gets shot and it's immoral, it's immoral. Let's unite and work towards fixing that goal. When they are corrupt and they're running for office, let's get behind that, the group that's trying to put them out of office and unite as Americans. It doesn't matter whether they're a Democrat or a Republican. If we do that, we can turn this country around. And I have all the faith in us. But we just have to stop paying attention to the D and the R, the white and the black. Let's unite. Let's kick butt, guys. Let's turn this mess around and work together. Thank you.